out there. This is your 80s music lover, and I'm filling in for the 80s music doctor once again to do another exclusive full album review on Prince and the Revolution's 7th studio album, Around the World in a Day. This album was released in 1985, and Prince had to do something extremely different. Why? Not just because he's Prince, but because he felt the need to do something that was not Purple Rain, as this album was released right after the ever purple loving, lace wearing, everybody loved Purple Rain, which shot Prince and the Revolution to stardom overnight. This album here is a psychedelic, funk, poppy, 80s tune, Prince classic right here. A lot of musicians and album reviewing magazine like Rolling Stones, they deem this album to be another version of like the Beatles' Yellow Submarine or Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Band, because of the album cover, how it's very colorful. Prince wanted this album to be very colorful. He wanted it to be, like I said, very different. He wanted a psychedelic type of funk style all over in this album. He really didn't care about trying to top Purple Rain, being it was the album that was released right after it. So I guess you could say Prince had a lot of pressure on him, but in order to deal with that, he didn't want to try to do a Michael Jackson and say every album I do after Thriller I have to top it, which is very hard to do, you know, and it's okay, Michael's a professional. But Prince wanted to take a different approach and say, hey, you know what, we earned the right, Revolution, to have some fun, to do something different, to be artistic, but have fun at the same time. Not be under so much of a pressure cooker of trying to top and be number one all the time. So this is what Prince's motto was, I believe, and when he was writing for this album and creating it, he wanted to just have some fun, and he wanted to do that without the pressure of trying to top Purple Rain, which would have been, at that time, really not impossible, but very hard to do, because Purple Rain was a phenomenal success. So this is what I perceive. I'm going to go through the songs, and then I'm going to show you guys in more detail the 12 inches and the singles that came from this album. Okay, let's look at the back. This is what the back of Around the World in a Day looks like. Very, very nice. And very colorful as well as the front of the cover. Like I said, as you can see the characters here. We have the lady right there, and first of all, let's look at the whole picture. We see somewhat of like a fantasy park, some place you can go to kiss your troubles away, to relax and enjoy the perfect sunny weather, the perfect skies with the white clouds and the blue sky, and a place where you can go and just kiss your troubles away and live and never grow old and find your happiness and live long and free in Paisley Park. So this is what the album is. The album is a colorful form of a symbol of what Paisley Park would be in the eyes of Prince's world. So we have the characters here that pretty much represent all the singles that he put out from this album. That's the lady there from Pop Life. Look like she's got some troubles. She's come to Paisley Park to wash her tears away. We have Miss Raspberry Beret there. She's supposed to be fine, y'all, but she's a cartoon character here. So, but as far as the song explains, she's supposed to be fine. As far as Prince is talking about, and there's her little doggy. That's her doggy. That's not the old lady here's doggy. That's Miss Raspberry Beret's dog, I believe. Let me me see here. Make sure. Yeah, that's Miss Raspberry Beret's dog. Okay. She's holding an apple. And we got the little guy here, the little baby. He's America. That's America's cover boy, a baby, holding the flag. Okay. The clown could have went with it, but Prince just focused on the baby. Okay. And so that's what we have. Alright. And since we're doing this, you see how he has this here? See the back? Focus on the background. See the mountain? See the background mountain? See that? What does that symbolize? That's a woman. You put the albums together, and if you look at it, it's a woman laying down with her leg up. You see her stomach in the center, and it goes up, and you see her breast, and you see that's her nipple, and it's pink. Ah ha ha. We got you, Prince. We know what you're doing. But it's filled with all these paisley colors that we loved about Around the World in a Day. Very colorful, beautiful album. I believe that's Prince in the center. He's trying to hide. And that's him with, who knows, 2 Minneapolis dancers or somebody just, you know, kicking it, but he's trying to hide. That's Prince there with the white hoodie on. Alright? And that is, I believe, supposed to be Wendy, possibly. Because she wears that in the Raspberry Beret video. That right there, next to her, down low, with the pale face and the black and the Purple Rain type of style, hairstyle. That could be Prince, but I don't believe that's Prince. That's too much of a giveaway. That's Prince in the center. This right here, this pale guy, is not Prince. That is a symbolized version of Dr. Fink, the synthesizer and the keyboardist of the Revolution. Of course, this here is who is that, y'all? Y'all know who that is. That's Sheila E. That's Sheila E, y'all. Eating some ice cream in Paisley Park. Alright, kicking it next to the Doves. Alright, Sheila E helped a lot on this album, and she did lend her talents, and they're all over this album. She plays the drums, and she does a lot of work on Pop Life. Did an excellent job, but Sheila E is all over this Around the World in a Day album, so she lent her talents. She was not part of the Revolution, but she lent her talents. So Prince said, hey, you're my girl, Sheila, so I'm going to put you on the back. Alright? People's going to have to recognize you by your outfit. And that's what we recognize her as, because Sheila E has worn that before. Okay? Live. Okay? Who is that? Is that supposed to be Prince? No. It's not Prince. Prince's hair is not that color. Once again, he's trying to fool us. He's wearing this person is wearing the outfit that Prince wore in the Raspberry Beret video with the white guitar. Okay? Oh, yeah, I believe was the guitar white? I believe it was white. Correct me if I'm wrong. It could have been yellow. Actually, the girl had the yellow outfit. That's what she had, the one that was dancing with the Prince clothes on. So yeah, that in the boots, that's what Prince wore in Raspberry Beret video. The debut song that laid the pavement for the psychedelic funk that was to come from the rest of the album, to let us know what the album mood would be like for the rest of Around the World in a Day. But that is not Prince, okay? It's just a character. I don't know, maybe it's Brown Mark. We could say it's Brown Mark in Prince's clothes. Okay? This could be Bobby Z in the white. But he's holding a tambourine. Okay? That's why I'm saying it may not be. But in that, you know who that is. That's Lisa. Okay? We got Wendy. And we got Lisa. Right there. Right there. That's Lisa, y'all. Alright? Nice pose of her. Look just like her, too. Okay? Now, there's the ladder in the center. And it's going up to the sky. Alright, and that looks like somewhat like a pool or some place like you can, maybe a place where you can go and like a fountain of youth or something. Some heavenly water or something in Paisley Park, but that's a ladder, and there's a song on this album called The Ladder. Let's go over the songs right quick and talk a little bit about them. Around the World in a Day, side 1. Alright, Around the World in a Day, first cut. Very, very, has like a African beat to it, kind of kick back, a little bit of jungle sound. Funky, very different. Every song on here is very different from Purple Rain. It sounds nothing like Purple Rain. This sounds more, like I said, psychedelic funk. You know, open your heart, open your mind. A train is leaving all day. A wonderful trip through all time. And laughter is all you pay. That's what Around the World Today is about. Take a trip. Come go with me around the world and let's do this in one day. And that's what it's about. Fantasy and fun. Okay? Paisley Park. The second track. Side 1. Hey, well, everything I explained. That's what Paisley Park is. He talks about the characters in here. There's a woman who sits all alone by the pier. They're talking about she's crying. Because either her husband left her or something happened, tragedy happened to her. Even though she's used in pop life, but they talk about this woman here in Paisley Park. Come to the park and play with us. Life won't be so bad in the Paisley Park. Alright? Alright, and then we got thirdly, Condition of the Heart. Slow jam, not like the beautiful ones. It's more of a ballad, long introduction piano. I like it. Sometimes I fast forward it, but the introduction is like about 2 minutes long. But it's a beautiful piano playing, orchestrated ballad tune. But it's definitely a slow jam from Prince. He uses his falsetto voice. He talks about some things that happen in like maybe a king's life. A lot of political stuff in that, in the kingdom of this guy. He talks about Electra, which was introduced later on in Prince's illustrious career as I believe Carmen Electra. That's how he came up with that name, but it was first mentioned in Condition of the Heart. Or she was. And he's talking about every day is a yellow day. You know, I'm driven by the daisies in your yard. Beautiful. Beautiful song. And, you know, listen to it. It's nice. Raspberry Beret, the fourth cut on the side 1, was his first radio release from this album. The Pavement Layer, very funky about this chick here and Prince being bored, working in a you know, a 5 for a dime store. He's bored and he wants to, you know, break out and find some action, do something to make his life more exciting. So this woman walks in the store and she wore a raspberry beret, which this lady's doing here, and she basically wakes him up and like adds some color and life to it and spice to his life. And he says, let's get on a motorcycle, baby, let me take you away. Or you can take me away from here. You know, and let's, you know, enjoy life. And let's go see what's going on. You know, and they fall romantically in love. He never comes back. He tells the manager, screw you, and he leaves. He never comes back. That's what that song's about. Meeting the girl with the raspberry beret, who hardly wore nothing else. Okay. Tambourine. I didn't really care for Tambourine when I first heard it, you guys. That's me being honest. Very hard Prince critic when it comes to his music. I love it, but I wasn't feeling Tambourine Beret. Me being a drum player myself, it's a lot of drums and stuff, and the way he twists them up and he turns them up, and it's a really fast song, really funky. And he's talking about the trolley carts and all that. And, you know, kind of makes you think about San Francisco a little bit because of the things he's saying. But he's talking about a woman's, you know what, between her legs. That's what the tambourine was. I want to play in your tambourine. Alright? That's what that's about. America. America is a funky tune, kind of patriotic, you know, very clever, radio hit from Prince's illustrious songs on here. Only 9 tracks total, but America was a clever hit. I liked the video. It was just kick back, him and the Revolution, not trying to be fancy and pretty, hair all wild and short and messed up, you know, but hey, he went with it, and I liked it. Classic. America, America, God shed his grace on thee. America, America, set the children free. Alright. Pop Life. Pop Life was, I believe, the second song from the album that was released on the radio. Funky tune. This is where Sheila E. got down with the drums. I believe she did. She worked on some mixes on the 12 inches and orchestrated those, composed those, and produced those for Prince. And lent her talents all over this album. You know, everybody can't be on top. That's what Prince is saying. Pop life, you know, and sometimes it can be a drag. Sometimes bad things can happen, you know, but keep your head up. Everything can't always go your way. Sometimes, you know, you got to live in the pop life. And you got to keep pushing, keep moving. Keep your eye on that shiny star. And you'll make it someday. But he's saying life ain't life at the top ain't always what it seemed to be. You're living in the pop life. Okay, pop life. Then the ladder. The ladder is a slow Purple Rain tempo beat. Not the same things he's talking about, but it's a spiritual slow song. You know, like modern day gospel for Prince's version of what modern day gospel would be. And it's a beautiful, like I said, religious, spiritual, slow song. And he's talking about the ladder. The ladder, y'all. Okay? Alright, going up to the sky. Everybody's looking for the ladder. Everybody wants salvation of the soul. The steps you take are those on your own. But the reward is great for those who want to go and step up on the ladder and see how high it can take you. That's what that song's about. Alright? The last song on side number 2. Temptation. Temptation is a song that Prince had wrote a long time ago, before he probably even started writing the other songs for Around the World in a Day. He was playing this song in concert, playing with the crowd, back when he was doing Purple Rain concerts and touring with the Revolution. He put it all together, and it's the longest song on the album. It's wicked, it's dark, it's edgy, it's got a lot of hard rock, a lot of hard guitar playing. He even starts talking about spiritual stuff at the end, acting like God is talking to him, and he wants to be bad, and he wants to do bad things, but God is saying, no, you can't do that. And he's like, why? You know, he's like, if you keep doing this, I'm gonna, you know, you're gonna die. Meaning your soul is gonna die. And Prince is like, no, no. And then he's screaming at the end. He's like, love is more important than sex. I understand now, but I have to go now. You know, I'll be good, I promise. You know, goodbye. And that's how the song ends. But the song is very medium-tempoed, funky, hard-lick guitar playing. Prince at his rawest when he's playing this guitar. And I love it. So, I didn't mean for it to go this long, y'all, but I had to break this down. Because I love me some Around the World in a Day. This is one of my most favorite albums from Prince. That's the cassette. And this is the cassette with the clear casing. That's how it was released in the very beginning. Okay? And then he came out later on with the white regular casing. Cassette style. And that's the back of the CD of Around the World in a Day. Very, very colorful album. I love it. Here is Like I said, the 12 inches. That's the back. There's her little doggy. She said, Prince, before you go inside of me, you're going to have to accept my little dog, too. We're going to be a family. He said, okay. Okay. Alright. That's Hello, I'm sorry. She's Always in My Hair was the B-side on this. Okay, his first release, Raspberry Beret. And then we have Pop Life, and the back of that was Hello. I love the way he wrote those. That's so pretty. Isn't that so pretty, you guys? I love the way he did that. This album is so creative. Even the 12 inches is so creative. Alright? Then we got the third release, I believe, on the radio. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this was the release, and it was Paisley Park. I love the way he wrote that, introducing the Paisley sign. Paisley Park Studios, the first time he introduced them, his new studio, Paisley Park Studios for Prince and the Revolution. And he kept going with Paisley Park Studios as he went solo and broke away from them when he did Sign of the Times. And it's been a symbol for Prince ever since. Alright. Alright, that's the back of, and then She's Always in My Hair was on this with the long version remix, which is beautiful for Paisley Park. And then America, and then we got Girl on as a B-side track on the America, long America 12-inch version. This song here is over 20 minutes long. A lot of drum playing. I don't know if it's Sheila E. or Prince on the drums. But let's talk about Girl for a second. If you guys didn't know, when you playing Girl, this is a long version. Prince does some backwards stuff on the this 12-inch vinyl long version, like he did in Purple Rain when he had the message after Darling Nikki. He did some backward stuff here on this song too. And if you listen to the song and you play it backwards, Wendy and Lisa sang in the backgrounds, and it sounds like they're going, that they're doing it. They're saying, boy, you excite me so. That's what they're saying. And you have to listen to it. Prince saying, girl. But in the background, Wendy and Lisa are singing, boy. They're saying, boy, you excite me so. It's pretty darn creative how he does that. It's kind of creepy. Every time he does backward stuff like that, it kind of freaks me out a little bit, but that's Prince sometimes. At least that was him back then in the 80s. You know. And so, and here you have it. I hope I can get all this. And this is one of my longest album reviews, but hey, it's worth it. It's Prince and the Revolutions Around the World in a Day. A lot to talk about. Okay. Prince battled with Jesse Johnson and his debut and going as a solo artist when Jesse did Jesse Johnson Revue. And as successful as Purple Rain was, and as loving and beautiful as this album and creative as this album was, Prince got beat that year. He got beat that year by Jesse Johnson. Okay, Jesse Johnson Revue. That album also this Around the World in a Day album. It was more popular, more accepted. He won over everyone's heart as a solo artist, and he was more funky, and he laid it down. So he beat Prince that year in 1985. A lot of people may disagree with me, but trust me when I say, you go back there, you look at it, you look at the stats of the album, you'll see. Okay, so I give this album a 9. It's not perfect, but it's up there as far as Prince's creations, his creativity, and his being artistic. I give this album a 9, a strong 9 out of 10, being perfect. Okay, and that's it. This is my full on-out album review for Prince and the Revolution's 1985 7th studio release, Around the World in a Day. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you had a lot of colorful psychedelic fun with me on this trip and journey, and may you live to see the dawn. Goodbye.